Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel Trading Secrets. This channel is for entertainment purposes only. For those of you who do not know, my name is Ali. I have over 20 years experience teaching accounting, economics, business and law. Through this channel I'll be providing some stock analysis and a quick update on the $1 Million Challenge. So if anybody's not aware of this is a journey of investment of $1,000 to a return of $1 million over a period of 3 years using a strategy called compound return investing. So the objective is try to get 201 trades, each with an average return of 3.5%. It's not 201 consecutive trades. We do take into account losses. So for further details about how to join us for less than $9 a month, information is available in the description below. In today's video, we're going to be looking at a significant rumour of a special hearing in Congress on naked shorting. We're also going to be looking at Google earnings, which was a huge beat, and also looking at some important dates for Congress that are coming up for MMTLP, so stay tuned for that. So before we get started, let's have a look at what's happening in the market. So first headline here from CNBC, we can see that the Nasdaq today has surged approximately 2% on strong tech earnings. So these were very, very positive companies, especially like Google. So we can also see that from stock market news that Jerome Powell and the Fed's preferred inflation index has just been released, and the PCE for March came in at 2.7% year on year with expectations of 2.6%, and the core PCE for March is 2.8% year on year with expectations of 2.7%. So still very, very delicate there. And in other developments in terms of Congress investments, shout out here to Quiver Quantitative, who've just stated that we estimate that Nancy Pelosi made $418,000 in the stock market today, and that is more than double her annual salary. And we can also see on the 25th of April 2024, she was also top of the list above Rick Scott, Ron Wyden, Mitt Romney, Sheldon Whitehouse and Daniel Musa. So and Nancy's net worth is currently approximately 239 million, but she is below some of the other ones, but certainly very, very good trades for Nancy. And finally, a huge week again next week for earnings. We can see here significant ones that we are going to be keeping an eye on include SoFi, PayPal, Amazon, Pfizer. We have Qualcomm, Coinbase, and I think the biggest one of all will be Apple. Let's now have a breakdown of the Google earnings, which was a significant beat, and we can see here from Yahoo Finance that Alphabet stock is surging on an earnings beat as well as a dividend announcement. So what we can see here from the company in terms of the pre-market, the stock was up approximately 11% pre-market, and the other significant news that they have announced is a cash dividend program of 20 cents per share. So the board of directors have also approved a stock repurchase of approximately $70 billion, and this is also something that the market responds to very, very well. So what the CEO has stated is that our results in the first quarter reflect a strong performance from search, YouTube and cloud, and the leadership and AI research and infrastructure and our global product footprint position us well for the next wave of AI innovation. So positive words there from the CEO. In terms of revenue, we can see that revenue excluding traffic acquisitions acquisition costs rose 16%, and we're looking at $67.59 billion versus the expectation of 66.07. So a good beat there. In terms of earnings per share, that was $1.89 compared to $1.53. So the executives have emphasized at the earnings call on Thursday, and the company is well positioned to lead the shift to AI, an AI-centric tech world. So let's now have a look at how this has impacted in terms of the price target. If we look at what's been posted by Stock Market News, we can see all the significant analysts here have increased the Google price target. So we can see first of all, JP Morgan is now up to $200 from $165. Morgan Stanley is up to $195 from $165. Citi is up to $190 from 168, and nearly all of them have gone up significantly. So Google is a great long-term hold. And Stock Market News again have also reminded everybody that Google is paying its first dividend ever, so this is huge. So let's have a quick breakdown in terms of the earnings. We can see here revenue the first quarter of 2024, 80.5 billion, YouTube ads 8.09 billion, and Google Cloud 9.57 billion. In terms of the margins, we can see here GAAP EBIT is currently 31.6%, and that is up significantly from the previous quarter, 27.4%. So the increase in revenue, we're looking at 13.3% in terms of the 3-year revenue compound annual growth rate. The company we also have $107 billion in cash and equivalents. Overall, we can see finally First Dividend added a large chunk to the buyback program. So what I'd also like to now share with you from bar chart is news with regard to Tesla and what they've stated here in terms of the investor Ron Barron. He stated that Tesla is at a huge bottom and the stock will go up huge from here. So it certainly is a strong possibility that Tesla has bottomed. It has been performing well fairly recently. Earnings was not well received in terms of numbers, but the market has received the earnings very well in terms of the share price. So I think again Tesla great long-term hold. Let's now have a look at details of this rumour of the special hearing by Congress on naked shorting. What Hammer's posted is the rumour on Ford Street, just heard it, is that there is a special hearing on DJT, naked shorting, and this will be announced fairly soon. So he's also tagged in a number of other tickers, and he stated that this helps everyone stop the fraud. So I think if this is certainly true, I think this is good news not only for DJT, I think it is also great news for MMTLP. I think the point to bear in mind, it is a rumour, so we will have to wait and see. So definitely not fact, but what Liz has stated here is that this is potentially great news, and obviously MMTLP shareholders are the ones who have worked tirelessly. We're looking at in excess of 503 days. So if DJT is going to be the stock that is going to skip the line, then hopefully that will be okay so long as MMTLP is not excluded. So we do support for now the DJT progress in terms of the fight in Congress. And what Mark has stated is that if there is a hearing on DJT, it will only be because of the MMTLP community, and they have been tenacious in educating Congress over the last 503 days. So as far as I'm concerned, if they do have this hearing, then I believe that every single member of Congress will know that this has only happened because of the MMTLP community. So again, that's why it's very, very important to keep pushing. And I'm going to be sharing you details of Don's new campaign shortly. So before we do that, let's have a look at what Dennis has posted. He stated here, you have a new ally in your fight versus FINRA and the SEC, and also naked shorts, and that is DJT, Trump Media Company. So we're looking at Johnny Tobacco talking about this, so go out and check out Dennis's podcast there, which I think is outstanding. And DJT is a stock that is getting much more prominent and significant coverage. So we can see here they have had coverage here from CBS News, who've stated Trump Media asked lawmakers to investigate possible unlawful trading activity in its DJT stock. So again, they've also talked about in this article Wall Street and trading firms, and quotation from Nunes, who stated that data made available to us that he now said 4 companies have been responsible for 60% of this extraordinary volume of DJT shares traded. So he's included firms such as Citadel. So this is certainly going to obviously create significant impact in the market and reactions as well, which we are seeing. And another significant shout out here to Trump Media is from Politico. So what Politico have also done in terms of covering this is that the Trump Media are calling on the GOP lawmakers to help in the Wall Street fight. So we did not, in the MMTLP community, we did not get this kind of significant coverage from the mainstream press, but it certainly looks to be the case now. And what Crucial Mix has done, tagging in Politico and responding to their post, is that the situation is very similar to MMTLP, and Nunes has referenced MMTLP in his letter. So we're basically talking about counterfeit shares destroying the US stock market. So let's have a look at the profile of Politico. So we can see here, based in Washington DC, and in excess of 4.5 million followers. So a huge coverage there for them. And from Reuters, we can also see here that headline is that the regulators have been told to be ready to handle failed clearing houses. So I think the markets are definitely there to be fixed. They're not fixed yet. And what Kristen has stated here is that 741 million shares were short in DJT since October 2021. And that is just one stock. So there is proof here, potentially, of counterfeit shares flooding the market, and we need to demand trade settlement. So DJT is certainly now now joining the fight against market corruption. And what she's gone on to say is that David Nunes is suggesting RICO charges for the counterfeit crooks. And if this does happen, then I believe that MMTLP should not be excluded. So then it's obviously a crime. Over the years, when people get busted for doing this, it's basically producing counterfeit shares. In any other sector of the business world, counterfeit shares, the equivalent of, would never ever happen unless there were criminal charges. So the stock market certainly seems to be different, and this is a problem that needs to be fixed. So obviously organizations involved in this, they make hundreds of millions of dollars, potentially even hundreds of billions of dollars. So we need to get to Congress and we need to tell them that, look, everybody is now aware of this. There are rules, so let's have an investigation and let's try to get to the bottom of what is happening. And finally, let's have a look at the new schedule for Dawn, and shout out here to Jen who shared this. We'll look at Rich's DC appointments. So these start from Monday the 6th of May 2024 and finish on Friday, May the 10th, 2024. So in red, we can see here 2 slots booked Monday, 3 slots booked Tuesday, 3 slots booked Wednesday, 5 slots booked on Thursday, 1 slot booked on Friday. So I am expecting all of these slots to be taken. And what she stated here is there are available slots for Richie's next trip to DC. Richie certainly is not giving up, so please go ahead and contact Jen Capella if you would like to add a slot. If you're not on X, you can obviously add details in the comments below on the video, and I will try and pass them on over. So what Liz has posted in terms of something that she's done, she stated here that she called Patrick McHenry in the DC office and was told that his office does not deal with MMTLP, and she was told it's a national issue and she should call the finance committee to address the concern. So there's a number there that she shared, and what Liz has stated is that she believes McHenry is the gatekeeper. He's preventing us a hearing date. He's also preventing obviously the resolution to solve this fiasco. He refused to sign the committee letter opposing the 15 members of the committee in which he is the chairman, and he also refused to sign the open letter. So McHenry needs to be dealt with, and I do agree that he is somebody we need to work on. And what she's also stated is that she could basically bet her life at the end of the term he will be working for a hedge fund. I hope not, but these words are certainly likely to be potentially true. So obviously we're looking at a potential crime punishable to the full extent. Unfortunately, she's also stated here, Americans have lost their lives, marriages and their homes, especially in the MMTL community. So hopefully Congress can look at the greater picture and the greater benefit for not only for the retail shareholders, but for the hundreds and thousands of businesses out there, such as bio stocks, tech stocks and emerging companies that are struggling to maintain their share price. And finally, if you would like to get details of breaking news, stock alerts and our weekly watch list, as well as due diligence, you can join us. Details are in the description below. Thank you very much for watching. Please stay tuned.